one of the things that I believe that one, as a man, you have to teach your kids is the difference between needs and wants.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because that helps them understand that there are some things we really need in this life.
Yes.
We need food, we need shelter, we need clothing.
Yeah.
There are some things we want but can do without.
Yes.
We won't die
if we don't have it. Welcome to another episode of the Man Cave podcast. My name is Kevin Maina, your host. As always, in studio with me is Oliver Mathenge, aka is the boss of my boss. So I'm happy to have you here, Oliver. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for having me.
Yeah. How will you introduce yourself briefly?
Well, I call myself a journalist, more of a storyteller. Currently working as the managing editor in charge of audiences and engagement at Nation Media Group.
Yes.
And basically.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Oliver, you grew up with a father.
Yes.
And what you're trying to understand here is money, children, and values, and money values. By the look of things, financially, you have managed, you seem like you have managed well in that sector. You look very well blessed, and maybe that could be due to past experiences.
Yeah.
And we are thinking about it in today's generation. What do you think are some of the things that your dad did or you observed with handling money that at this age you're using to inform how you handle your money?
Well, I believe that one of the things that I always say is that you can learn as a human being from different circumstances. You can learn from the mistakes of probably your father to how to do it better as you grow up. You can learn from how they have done it well for you to either emulate that or improve on that and be able to work better. So for me, my experience is that you need to start early. I think one of the things that my dad did for us, we are two boys, is that he tried to show us how best can you work with money. What can money do for you? For instance, if he gave us money, I remember those days where, growing up in the village, you have the tendency to want to do something. For instance, should you buy a toy or should you buy a rabbit? And and for us, he encouraged us to go the rabbit way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you see, over Christmas, the way you get, your uncles give you some 20 bob, 50 bob, and so once you have that money, I remember there was one time he told us, now from the money that you've gotten, and schools are opening, you guys should think about how you can make that money multiply.
Oh, like start now a business from what you've gotten.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so we bought rabbits. As we are leaving the village, we bought rabbits. Two small rabbits, two bunnies, as one would say. And they cost us about, I think, 25 bob each.
Was this in the 1940s?
It was in
25. Wow.
It was in the 90s.
Okay.
And so he told us, you go. Now let's go. When we go back home, this is how we are going to do it. So we started by making a makeshift place for them to stay and so on, and for them to grow. And then our aim was now to sell more rabbits to other people.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's what we did. But because we were still young, we were both in primary school, and the business died after the first sale, and then we ate the older rabbits. but from that, it's all about starting early. And for me, given that I want to be a father, I'll be a father. I want a situation where my kids learn early on how to deal with money. And it's about teaching them how to save, being a role model on how you use money. I showing them that if we go out for shopping, I don't have to take this particular product. while this other product serves the same purpose and can save me some money. And you see, that teaches them and also make it fun. I think one of the things that I saw even with my uncles growing up, you know, in the village you are raised by a lot of people.
You are the child of the community.
And so even my uncles in the way that we used to do it, you know, like they would make it fun for you to earn the money. Like for instance, we would get probably 5 shillings. You want to buy a sweet, but now they want to give you the money, but they want you to work for it.
Okay.
But they'll make it fun. Probably wash the car.
Right.
Kids love water.
So you get to play with water.
Yes.
You are doing a duty and you're earning from it.
You get some money and then you go buy your sweet. So making it fun also is something else that I think for me I picked up growing up. And it's something that I would love to, like some of the practices I would say I would employ.
There's something you mentioned about, you know, if you're going to the supermarket and you're trying to explain to your kids, you know, this we can't use this if this is better. But there's also another conversation on how do you say, for example, you're trying to be frugal as a family, to save up as much, and if you think back to also how you grew up, how do you communicate to a child that we can't have that? It doesn't mean that we are poor, but we have to save and sort of prioritize the needs without making it seem as if, because there's also that scarcity mindset that I found growing up. When I look at my life, there are things, the way they were communicated, hatuna pesa ya hiyo, it's too expensive, and it grows up with you. You find yourself even avoiding or even feeling guilty while you're spending your money because you're thinking, that's a luxury. If my family saw me indulge in this. So how do you communicate that or draw that line?
You see the thing I was talking about, starting early and being a role model.
Yes.
One of the things that I believe that one, as a man, you have to teach your kids is the difference between needs and wants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that helps them understand that there are some things we really need in this life.
Yes.
We need food, we need shelter, we need clothing.
There
are some things we want but can do without.
Yes.
We won't die
if we don't have it.
Yes. I won't feel cold if I'm in a heated house and I don't have that jacket that I saw somewhere. But if I am going outside, I'll need that jacket. So how do you balance? And you have to show them why you need some of these things and why you in the wants, how you can deal with that. And you see that way you are able to teach them some things are luxuries.
Yes.
They are good to have.
Yes.
But we need to do ABCD.
Yeah.
For instance, we are saving for you to go to school.
Yeah.
We are saving for you to go to college.
Yeah.
Must you get 2 bikes?
That's true.
Must you get 2
a
toys?
PlayStation, yeah.
If you are playing with toys, are you going to play with toys
all your life?
Yeah. Not just all
or
your
even
life.
Are you going to play with all of them at the same time? That's true.
So,
that's true.
So it's just showing them the logic. And I believe if you work that way to shape them early, it will save you a lot of headache. That's what I believe.
Yeah. You will be a dad soon. Amen to that.
Amen.
As you think about it, what do you think is the most age appropriate time? There's a conversation we had with Phil Batty and we were talking about the sex talk. But just carrying the same, what is the age appropriate time to start talking about money, to start even showing your kids and talking to them about money and start to introduce that topic of, this is how we handle this and that? What do you think is the most appropriate age?
I don't think there is an age, but I think you gauge as a parent in regards to your the growth of your child.
That's true.
Kids grow at different rates.
Yeah.
And even when we say start it early, it's start it early when they can comprehend and know exactly what this means.
Right.
Because if, for instance, you want to teach your kids how to save, your kid may not know the reason why you have bought a piggy bank.
Yeah.
But if they see you using that piggy bank that you bought them,
Yeah.
and putting a coin there, and then when they have a coin, you tell them to put.
Yeah.
You see, you are teaching them. You already started.
In fact,
teach
they're
them.
observing.
Yes,
Yeah.
because they're observing, and you see that could come as early as 3 years old, 4 years old.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at the end of the year, open the piggy bank, take
Yeah.
the money,
Yeah.
either take it to a bank or buy them something that they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's something they really want, you tell them this is the cost of this thing. Their materials you can use. You can use a chart and tell them you need to save from this month to this month.
Yeah.
This is how much you need to save. And so they need to think about that piggy bank.
Yeah.
They can come and ask me for money for them to save for whatever they want, but that teaches them.
Yeah.
And so there's no appropriate age for me. I think it depends on where your child is at their growth level and how best can you use the tools that you have, whatever you have, you experience, how to teach them how to do it.
So I think one thing that I've had during the conversations I've had here is the responsibilities that is on fathers.
Yeah.
Not only, like if you're starting your family, there's also the family that you came from that you're also taking care of.
Yeah.
And there's the issue of striking a balance. There's you need this. There could be an emergency coming up. If you have a child, there are diapers, there's medication.
Yeah.
You still have your other family. Maybe you have siblings that you're catering for, a family that you came from that you're catering for. How do you strike that balance to make sure with the little that you have, you're still spreading it out? Is it a matter of being frugal and saying, hey, sasa I have my own family, nyinyi mwenye mmekuwa mkini depend on when I didn't have anyone, sasa I cut you out? How do you still strike that balance to just make sure that you're also not too stretched and you're communicating to your stakeholders that this is the situation right now, so this is how we are going to do things?
The answer is in the last statement that you made.
Okay.
Communicate.
Yeah.
I think it's clear. Whenever you get more responsibilities as a man, is that you have to communicate to those who have been depending on you that things cannot be the same.
Yeah.
And for me, I believe that if we are able to move in the direction where you, as a man, your family depended on you to a certain level.
Yeah.
And now you have your own family.
Yeah.
Your family, your immediate family comes first.
Yeah.
And so these other people have to understand that you have more new responsibility that you have to take care of.
Yeah.
And for them, if they were getting 2,000, they will never get 2,000 again.
Yeah.
Unless now I get more money.
Yeah. Unless now you're blessed.
Yeah. And so it's all about communicating to them, because personally I've done that even without having to having kids depending on me. But when you're in a relationship and you're building something with someone else, that means that you have to tell your parents, if they were depending on you, hey,
things are changing.
Yes, these are changing here. Probably you want to go back to school. It's the same thing.
It's true.
You want to go back to school. That does not mean that you can give out whatever you
used to give.
Yeah, so it's all about communicating to them and telling them, hey, listen, this is a deal.
Yeah.
I can no longer take care of those bills that have been taken care of.
Yeah.
We have to find a compromise to it.
Yeah.
And I believe at times, if this is not a life-threatening issue that you have to deal with,
right,
you can get a compromise.
That's true.
They should be bright enough or
mature enough
to
also recognize
that yes, I have a wife, I have a son, I have a daughter, and I can no longer just take care of everything that you guys have wanted me to take care of.
Yeah. Amazing. I can see we're already running out of time. We're hitting our 15 minutes, but I wanted to ask you this final question. What's that one financial lesson or advice? Maybe you got it from back in the day, maybe you've gotten it from your past mistakes that you still hold on to and lean on to, and hoping that you'll transfer to your future generation.
Hard one. don't use your money for things that are not necessarily building you.
Okay.
If you have to get into your pockets each and every day
Yeah.
to sustain something that is not building you,
Yeah.
that will never make money for you,
Yeah.
will never build relationships for you,
Mm.
will never improve you as a human being,
Yeah.
then that don't spend that money.
Amazing.
Don't
That's where we
spend
end
that
it. That's where we end it. Fantastic. Oliver, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
You have amazing financial tips. Thank you so much. This has been the episode where we're talking about teaching children's values through money. I hope you've enjoyed it. And until next time, I've been Kevin Maina. See you then.